I said I was going to talk about lazy ideas. In South Africa, one of the biggest, the biggest elephant in the room is this idea that race is a marker for all that you are. This is from the US. It's by Henry Louis Gates Jr. And he says there are 40 million black people in this country, and there are 40 million ways to be black. And I think this is from a new book that's just come out, which was put out by Rebecca Walker. It's a book that I think you should get. It's called Black Cool. It's really beautiful. Another one that also talks along these lines is How to Be Black by Baratunde Thurston. They are Americans, but their ideas are subversive. And I think we need to be shaken out of our comfort. Right. And I think sometimes South Africans, this is one of the great tragedies of the rainbow. The rainbow was a great idea, except that it emphasized political correctness, not frankness. So all the things we want to say to each other, we say when we've left this room. And I think we mature when we discuss all our uncomfortable things. And you can't be truly creative without also feeling that you can say everything you want to say. But when you do say it deliberately and not afterwards have to apologize. But sometimes the politeness just leads to really terrible advertising that I'm like, who is this? And it's nobody, because someone is using a generic idea that does not take risks. I think we must be troublemakers, but not be naive. We have to be aware when we make trouble, and then the results are fun. Often we hear people saying, well, there's the African languages are dying. Let me tell you now, just like they say the death of radio, these African languages are not dying. In your suburban enclaves, you might not hear them, but they are alive, they are beautiful. You just heard this one in Sitsonga. There is no more lyrical language in South Africa. So lay that ghost to rest and get your brands to advertise in these languages. Because what we have the iron in South Africa that the biggest radio DJ in the country, who is Linda Sibiya, he is on Ukhozi FM. But what happens is that in terms of the cost per thousand, it's an insult to that big audience. And in many ways, it reflects the stubbornness of old assumptions about who's worthwhile. And we can no longer sit here and say we have a democracy, but some audiences that are really tiny are worth 10 times these other ones. I mean, it's just dangerous. Then you've got Mafani, you've got Patko on Umhlobo Wenene. Okay, same thing, in terms of the combined between Linda and Patko, you've got it's about 9 million in the morning. That is huge. But if you were to ask South Africans who is the biggest breakfast jockey, you have a reproduction of apartheid in terms of the answer, and I'm calling it what it is because it is just dangerous.